Rajdeep, because Rajdeep, we're seeing a very different kind of response from India this time round. Remember, during Pandit Nehru's time, we had Air Force capabilities which were never used in the manner in which the most sophisticated pieces of weapon systems that India has have now been deployed. And this is all being picked up by China, which is an indication that we used the Air Force during Balakot. The Prime Minister in his address at 9 o'clock, in about 5 minutes from now, will speak about counter-actions, a very, very strong signal to China, Rajdeep.
I have a completely different perspective to this, because the fact is that there is a lot of deploying your forces on the border or sending out this tough message to China means nothing till the Chinese move back from where they've come. That is the true test of this. I think at the end of the day, we saw this even in Doklam. The Chinese pulled back but continued to have their presence in different parts of the plateau. The test of whatever the Prime Minister says is twofold. One, how did the incursion take place in the first place?
Which incursion? He just said that none of our land has been taken over by the Chinese, and there's no post.
That is his claim. That is his claim.
No, he's speaking to the people of India. He can't be lying about that.
His claim which is being denied on the ground. It is being increasingly questioned on the ground. Now, the Prime Minister, I also want to know that has the Prime Minister at all in this all-party meeting spoken about what happened in the Galwan Valley?
No, he hasn't. They put out, I don't know what he'll say in the end.
And presumably those operational details cannot be put out at the moment.
We've been putting out satellite imagery day after day. There's a massive build-up, but it's on the Chinese side of the line of actual control.
The fact, though, is that there is enough of other evidence to indicate that the Chinese have come into parts because it's a disputable area. Now, you can argue whether it is Chinese territory or Indian territory. The Prime Minister categorically saying no one has come in raises the question, therefore, how do you explain the various comments, the various opinions being expressed about the Chinese moves in the last 2 months? Are we saying all of that is untrue?
No, but there is a big build-up.
Beyond the build-up on their side, we are claiming it's on their side. However, the incident which has taken place in a disputable area or not? There are reports that there are temporary structures erected there or not.
Most of which were taken down. There was one which the Indian Army took down.
Therefore, I think unless we get the complete picture, today we can stand by the Prime Minister and say, yes, the Prime Minister of India says no incursions have taken place. The opposition, particularly the Congress, is raising the questions, wanting to know specifically what happened. I don't think those specifics can be put in the public domain at this stage. However, at some stage, surely Parliament will have to be taken into confidence as to what happened, what may have gone wrong.
Rajdeep, there is an enemy amassed against us on the line of actual control. What's our focus right now? Is it not to ensure that the enemy sends back...
Status quo ante. How are you going to restore? Are we saying that the positions which you say the military build-up, the positions as they exist today on the 19th of June are the same that existed before the first week of April?
Maps show that they've built new positions. They've built new positions.
So therefore, are you going to ensure a restoration of the status quo ante or not?
India has been asking for a restoration of
status quo ante. But it's not happened. And until it happens, I don't think that the Prime Minister's words...
No, but you can't expect ball-by-ball commentary from the Indian Army, Rajdeep.
It's not, but it's 2 months now. For 2 months, you've lived in denial. For 2 months, you've lived in denial. Then you have an incident like this, which has suddenly forced you in a way to face up to what may well have happened. I'm not saying 100%. Neither side today can claim. The Prime Minister says there has been no incursion.
No, but if the first approach is, but Rajdeep, if the first approach is, let's try and disengage, let's try and diplomatically resolve what happened. It's happened in Chumar, it happened in Doklam, and we found a way around. Why is that not a good approach? Why are you advocating, as a man of peace, advocating that we forcibly evict them, which very clearly will lead to a shootout?
At the moment, the claim which was being made was that the government of India is showing a muscularity that has not been seen before.
Oh, absolutely. He's spoken of counter-action.
That means nothing.
He's moved the most sophisticated weapon systems.
So what? What does it mean till you have, till the Chinese have not moved
the Prime Minister said so.
What does it mean until the Chinese have moved back? Your status quo ante has to be restored. If it is restored without a gun being fired, if it is restored in a manner that you can convincingly claim that not a single inch of territory which was previously with us is now with the Chinese, and the Chinese now have strategic advantage in the area. If you can claim that, maybe not today, maybe a month, 2 months down the line.
Give him time.
Of course,
and allow the army to do his job.
There, I couldn't agree with you more.
If every morning Rahul Gandhi wakes up and says, "Ab kya hua, raat mein kya hua, subah kya hua?"
No, Rahul, questions will have to be asked. However, when the questions are asked is the big question. If you remember, during the China, and we are talking about, of course, 1962, Jawaharlal Nehru agreed to a parliament session as demanded by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, young Atal Bihari Vajpayee. It was held while the conflict was on. In my view, all postmortems must wait till we know the situation on the ground. If a month, 2 months down the line, the situation on the ground convinces, I think, not just you and me, but the overall strategic community that China has pushed back and moved beyond where they had come in, I think we can legitimately claim that we have scored a diplomatic victory and shown our military, used our military.
No, but look at what's
send China a message. But today
we have just about a minute to go before the Prime Minister starts speaking. And when he does, I'll just go straight to what the Prime Minister is saying. But Rajdeep, a lot of the problem is happening because we are now building border infrastructure in areas where there was no border infrastructure. We now have, for example, the Darbuk Shok Daulat Beg Oldie Road, which allows us to go all the way to the part of Aksai Chin that we still hold, which the Chinese don't like, and that's their basic problem. If we'd build this border infrastructure, when China was building its border infrastructure, we wouldn't have had the problem in the first instance.
Rahul, the fact at the moment is that we, by all indications, and we, as I said, a lot of this will depend on the situation as it unravels in a couple of months. The Chinese strategy over the years has been, you try and gain some strategic advantage.
But they were never pushed back in the way that they're being pushed back now.
We don't know whether they are being pushed back.
They're being challenged, which is, what do you think happened? What do you think?
No, we don't know.
What do you think led to 20 Indian soldiers? What do you think led to 20 Indian soldiers being killed? Why did if the Chinese were just sitting over there pretty?
Are we really saying at this moment that the status quo ante has been restored?
Of course not. And the Prime Minister said there'll be counter-action. He said so. He'll say so.
I think we must wait. There's a lot of talk. We must, after what has happened in the Galwan Valley, there should be less talk and we should act. The problem at times is that we say count. No.
But it can't. Once again, even after Balakot and Uri, after Uri and Pathankot, it took several days of military planning. It doesn't happen for a 9 p.m. show. That now because Galwan's happened, batao kya karo? The army doesn't work like that.
So let's not take any statements made by either side. The opposition, which is trying to put the government on the mat at a time when I think that postmortems can wait, or the Prime Minister and the government which are talking of counter-action at a time when there are serious question marks over the way they've handled the situation.
No, you also wrote in your piece,
the military and the political leadership of this country will at some stage have to answer some serious questions.
You also wrote in your piece today that you think Modi's China policy has failed. What would you have rather done? From the day that he took over, does it not make sense for the Prime Minister of India to try and be friends with the people and the government of China? Is that not the most logical approach?
And
now that they've betrayed us, the policy will pivot. But from the first day, it's better to be friends with the Chinese than to be enemies with them.
My worry is that in the last few years, and there I think the report also of the parliamentary committee in 2017 after Doklam is, please be cautious and skeptical when dealing with the Chinese. You go in for these high-profile optics summits all the time without doing the necessary groundwork. What has changed? If anything, in the last 3 years, tensions with China have grown. China has gone even closer to Pakistan. China has gone ahead with its OBOR project, One Belt, One Road. I want to know all the visits, these summits that we talk about, what benefits have we got from the Chinese that gives us a sense that China has been contained?
No, nothing has been changed. Where is anything? So what would you rather that we attempt?
Brand of diplomacy work? It has not worked, and we must start getting real with China. We have to be tough. Look them in the eye. None of these jhapiyas and papiyas anymore. Sitting on a swing in Ahmedabad one day, then in Mamalapuram, which has had made no impact on the ground.
No, but that's the point I'm asking you, Rajdeep. What would you rather, that we try and be friends, or we be antagonistic from the word go?
Except that China has a special relationship with Pakistan, except China, as George Fernandez said many years ago, is actually
No, but giving them stakes in India's economic prosperity is a very rational strategy to try and attempt. It didn't work out, but that's the right way to have tried. What's wrong with that strategy?
I think that
you're saying we can have a shared economic future. You invest in our country, we'll invest in your prosperity. That's a different matter. They betrayed you. But what's wrong in trying? They have betrayed the Indian people and the Indian government. So Rahul, what's wrong with the swings? What's wrong with going to a temple?
Sure, nothing wrong. Because in my view, when you do all these high-profile summits and you do these photo ops, you need to have a build-up, quiet diplomatic build-up. I see less and less of that. We went and met Nawaz Sharif for his birthday greetings. What happened? 2 weeks later, they gave us Pathankot and a series of terror attacks in 2016.
No, but is it
what
not
happened with the
having
Chinese?
Attempted some peace?
Why is it, Rahul? Simple question. For relatively 45 years, 1975, we are now in 2020. 45 years, India has been relatively speaking, been able to maintain the peace along the actual line of control.
But that's not true. One second, Rajdeep. They've been using the salami slicing for a long time. Can I just tell you that in 1962, the Shrija Post 1 and 2, okay, Prime Minister speaking, let's listen.
आज के इस महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर